November is over, another month down, only 1 month left of this year, and I was not as productive in November as I have been in previous months in the movie and TV genre, but I did a lot of other things that I'm really proud of. So I'm going to start this recap with the TV shows I watched this month, which were only 3. I watched season 3 and 4 of Lucifer. You know, I've been loving this show, still loving this show, and it switched from being on cable TV to Netflix only, and it didn't really change. I mean, the seasons got shorter, but the writing, the characters, all still fantastic. Still loving this show. And then the final show I watched was The Right Stuff on Disney Plus. Now, this is in the National Geographic section, which I rarely watch stuff or even scroll through this, but I really wanted to watch the show because Hook from Once Upon a Time is in it, and it's really good. It's about the Mercury 7, who were the first few men trained to go into space. So it's a history, obviously modified for entertainment. And if you want to know what happens, you just Google Mercury 7 and all the characters in it, because they're all real characters. But it's a really fun show. It's really well done. Like, all the time period is done really well. The actors are great. This show is really good. And I was wondering how if it was just gonna be like a one and done kind of show, but I could see how they could make more seasons of this show. It's really good. I highly recommend this on Disney Plus. That's it for shows. 3 shows. So I think I want to do some of my activities this month next. I did 1 Lego set. I built this Harry Potter set that, let me just say, you know I love Lego, but Harry Potter Lego is like 10 times better than most of the other Legos, in my opinion. I mean, it's so detailed and so clever and has so many fun things. Like, I wish I played with Legos and didn't just build them and put them on display, because there's just so many creative ways that they let you play with them, but I think I can only go as far as building and displaying at my age, but no judging to anybody out there who still plays with Legos, and if you do, Harry Potter. And continuing with the Harry Potter theme, I also did some Harry Potter crafting because I saw this Deathly Hallows wreath on Pinterest that I wanted to try to recreate, and I think it did a pretty good job. You know, gathered sticks from my yard, bought a little wreath and some decorations, of course in Hufflepuff colors in gold, so it's Christmassy and Hufflepuff all in one. Pretty good to hang this above my Harry Potter Lego sets. And then, if you don't know, I have a Harry Potter tree. Obviously not this one, this is my Disney tree, but I have a smaller Harry Potter tree, and I made some ornaments on it. I found this gal on YouTube who has fantastic videos and free printables, so I made what I'm most proud of, the Fat Lady, and like, it's foam board and hot glue, and it looks so stinking cute. But then I also made some books and Daily Prophet and Marauder's Map. She has a ton of stuff. This is just the few that I made, but they look great on my tree, and I'm so proud of them. I love making my own ornaments, so I added a bunch to the tree this year. And of course, it was Thanksgiving this month, and I love celebrating Thanksgiving, and this year I decided to theme it, and I did a Snow White theme, and I could not be happier or more proud with how this night turned out. I, of course, wanted it to be like more of a Friendsgiving and a bunch of people, but it ended up just being me, Mom, Delton, and Andy, which it was a lovely, lovely night. And I made a bunch of stuff, like I did our apples for our place cards with our names written on them. I made a grumpy pie like the movie, and I mean, like, that turned out pretty good, right? I made 7 appetizers for 4 people, whatever. We also had a 16-pound turkey, so, I mean, Thanksgiving, that's all you do is eat. I set up my woodland table, and I worked really hard on this dinner, and it turned out super cute. And I've decided that I'm theming everything I ever do from now on, which I basically do, but I'm like, Thanksgiving is getting a theme now every year. So I spent a lot of time prepping for this one night, but I think it turned out great. So yeah, those were the activities I did, and I did watch a handful of movies, and I believe that you can watch Christmas movies in November, especially this year because we need a little Christmas right this very minute. You know, the Christmas movies are out, so I'm gonna watch them. I watched Jingle Jangle on Netflix. It It was so cute. It reminded me of the Brandy version of Cinderella. Like really colorful costumes, fun dance numbers, like sweet and just like a great story. This is a musical and it's only on Netflix. It's new this year. Super cute. If you like musicals and you like Christmas, I think you're gonna like this movie. Then I also watched Holiday on Netflix with Emma Roberts and then this other main guy who's freaking adorable. And this movie was so cute. It has Christmas, but it has all the holidays in it, so it's not technically a Christmas movie, but like, I loved this movie. I thought it was so sweet and so cute. I 100% recommend this to anyone. And I watched Midnight at the Magnolia. This is kind of one of the newer seasonal movies that popped up. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch this one while I was crafting. Cute, predictable. Characters are cute in it though. It was like a Hallmark movie. While making all my Harry Potter crafts, I watched Harry Potter 1, The Sorcerer's Stone. You know, you catch this movie so much on TV that you miss a lot at the beginning or the end. And watching this movie from beginning to end reminds me that like, oh, this is the kind of movie you just need to sit down and watch. I love Harry Potter and we'll be watching all of the Harry Potters probably this year. Then I watched The Princess Switch on Netflix because I knew that Princess Switch Switched Again was coming out, so I watched that. Kind of like a double feature. The first one's still better, second one wasn't bad, it was still pretty cute, but this is a fun like chick flick Christmas movie. Both of them. Obviously, like I said, the first one's better, but they're both super cute. Very Christmassy. Then I watched Christmas Chronicles because I knew Christmas Chronicles Part 2 was coming out, which I also watched. Now, my Santa has always kind of been Tim Allen. I think he just does such a good job in the Santa Claus. Until I saw Christmas Chronicles. Kurt Russell is my Santa Claus. That is all I envision Santa Claus to be anymore, is this freaking adorable Kurt Russell with his beard and his hair. Oh, I just loved it. Now again, I think Christmas Chronicles 1 was better than Part 2. Part 2 still is cute in its own different way. We have all the same characters plus a few new ones. I love Goldie Hawn and I love Kurt Russell and they were both just freaking adorable. And then I watched, this is a movie my brother and Andy told me to watch last year, but it was after Christmas. I was like, I'm not watching a Christmas movie after Christmas. November rolls around, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch this. Was Klaus on Netflix. This is an animated kind of Santa Claus origin story, but where Santa Claus is not really the main character. This movie is fantastic. The animation's fun. The story is just so different and really beautiful. This is definitely a 100% all ages Christmas movie. I'm really mad at myself for not watching this one last year because it was so good. So good. Like, this has become one of my favorite Christmas movies. I also watched Hamilton, not really sure why. I still have this fear of it leaving Disney Plus, so I just want to watch it all the time. And then also kind of in the musical genre, I watched the new Taylor Swift Folklore movie that came out on Disney Plus. Now, I was so disappointed with her Lover kind of concert that came out on Disney Plus and Hulu that I was really hesitant about this one. I was like, but I love this album, so I'm like, I'm gonna watch it. This was the concert I wanted in Lover that didn't get, but I got in this. This is what you need to do. You need to put a fire in your fireplace, brew some tea, put on a cozy sweater, get a cozy blanket, settle down, and put this on. Only if you like Taylor Swift and this album. Because it's just so chill and I felt like I was at like a kind of a private concert. And it was really well done. And she sang every song on the album and kind of told the story behind it. And I loved it. And I honestly think I'm going to do that scenario I just told you and watch it again. It was great. I loved it. Totally redeemed, Taylor. I watched one movie on Hulu, a Christmas movie, Happiest Season. This is a new movie with Kristen Stewart, and I don't know who that other gal is. It was okay. It was different, but I feel like it could have been a little bit more. The characters were really fun. The story kind of lacked. But it was good. I would still recommend it. The final movie I watched was my second Monday of the month movie night movie, and I group watched it on Disney Plus with Carson, Nightmare Before Christmas. I believe this is the perfect Halloween to Christmas transition movie because it starts out on Halloween and goes to Christmas. Perfect, right? I know it's a great debate, Halloween or Christmas, and you can really go either way on this, but it was more Christmas. So I feel like watching it in November is a good compromise. I have never been a huge fan of this movie. I know it's such a cult classic, but I think ever since it kind of came to Disneyland when they do the makeover for Haunted Mansion, I really got more of an appreciation for this movie, you know, but you think you have to like scary things and Halloween to really enjoy this movie though. So that's it for movies. 13 movies, 3 seasons, 13 movies. I do have to confess, Hallmark has started their movies and I've been watching a lot. Let's see how many I've watched. 7. I watched 7 of the new Hallmark movies and 2 Lifetime. I'm not going to name it because it's not important. They're all the same with different characters, a slightly different story, but I don't know why. I love watching Hallmark movies. I also, as you may have noticed, decorated the entire house. I was kind of in charge of putting out all the Christmas decorations, so I wanted to start early, hence the reason they're all up in November. It's full Christmas at my house, and I am loving it. I think that's why I didn't watch a lot of stuff this month, is because I spent a lot of time hauling out boxes, trimming trees, and hanging lights. So that's everything that I did in November. I do have some very sad news, and I wanted to do a little tribute to my cat of 15 years who passed away on the very last day of November. She was just my little pride and joy, and I mean, I had her for practically half of my life. And, you know, she got sick very quickly and we had to say goodbye. This is my little tribute to her. She loved chicken and treats and straws and sunshine, and I know she is doing all of those things 24/7 now where she is at. So I love you and I miss you, and I know you're not suffering anymore. But I could not go my recap without mentioning her because she's such a huge part of my life, and she only liked 4 people in this world, and I was lucky enough to be one of them. In case you're wondering, the other 4 are Mom and Andrew and Carson. Loved by few, tolerated by many, but still she was, like I said, a big piece of my heart, so I will miss her. And that was my November. Like I said, we have one more month of this year, then this rotten year of 2020 is over, and hopefully we get a fresh start in 2021. I got a lot of big plans in December, so hopefully I kind of take the time to do them all and enjoy them. My name's Aubrey. I make new videos every Thursday, so make sure you subscribe and follow me on all my social media, and I will see you guys next week. Oh, I forgot to mention Midnight Sun. How could I forget that? How could I forget that? Because I didn't read it. Oh my god. I think I read like 4 chapters.